Hey guys, what's going on? Coming to you today with the TIE FO Fighter from the Force Awakens line of expansion packs. This is kind of like Wave 1 for Force Awakens stuff, but Wave 7.5 for X-Wing as a whole, because this stuff is kind of coming out in between waves. And if you haven't seen The Force Awakens, go see it, because it comes out today, at least as of when I'm recording this. So let's bust it open. I've already kind of broken open the back here, and we're going to take a look at everything. We're going to look at the ship first, because in case you haven't seen it, here it is. All right. So here is our Force Awakens TIE Fighter. He is actually a different mold than the original TIE Fighter, but the TIE FO Fighter is a slightly different sculpt, but you have to really like it's some of the veining on these panels is a little different, and in this center section here is just a little different. But this is not the same TIE Fighter as the First Order Special Forces TIE, because the back doesn't have that window for the rear gunner. So this is just a regular TIE FO Fighter. Now let's look at everything else that comes with it here in our cardboard pack. And I definitely suggest everybody get one of these. The only problem with this fighter is it's not one of my favorite ships in the game, but this particular expansion pack is coming with some good stuff. So we've got Juke. Juke is a really cool ability, right? So it's small ship only. It's an elite pilot talent. When attacking, if you have an evade token, you may change one of the defender's evade results to a focus result. So basically, it causes you're more likely to hit if the person is going to need a focus in order to hit you, more than likely. It's awesome. Yeah, it's great on any ship that can evade. So this is very cool. Situational, but very cool. And this is the only place to get it. And then comm relay. This is one of the best cards, and this is for specifically Force Awakens ships because they're the only ones that have this new tech icon here. But it says you cannot have more than one evade token during the end phase. Do not remove an unused evade token for your ship. So basically, if you take an evade, it'll carry over, just like target locks and stuff. So that's amazing, and of course, it has natural synergy with Juke. But this is something that this comm relay card is a card you may want multiples of. And it's a shame because this is the only place to get it, at least as of right now. I'm sure eventually that we'll see this somewhere else because it has been the trend that you don't really need to buy more than one of the TIE Fighter expansion or the X-Wing expansion, because you get so many TIE Fighters and X-Wings in the core set that one of the expansions for the actual ship is usually good enough. So I'm reluctant to buy a second, and I'm reluctant to suggest anybody buy a second one. Just make do with one comm relay for now. If you want more than one, then sure, or maybe try and buy one upgrade card individually, but I'm sure they're going to come out again somewhere else. Let's look at their pilots that come with this expansion. The Omega Leader. So this is our pilot skill 8. He costs 21. He's a little expensive for a TIE Fighter. This is actually our most expensive TIE Fighter, even though he's not a TIE, he's a TIE FO fighter. But and basically he says enemy ships that you have locked cannot modify any dice when attacking you or defending against your attacks. So this guy's fantastic. Can't modify any dice. Now, that's huge, right? So he target locks you and he rolls and you roll focuses. Oh, you know what? You can't change those focuses into evades. I don't believe re-rolling counts as a modification. And so he's actually a little bit of a counter against the Emperor too. But yeah, leave in the comments if re-rolling is going to count as a modification. I don't believe a re-roll is considered a modifying, but I could be wrong because I've been playing so much Armada lately, and I'm getting some of the terminology from one game confused with another one. And Force Awakens comes out tonight, and I'm just scatterbrained right now. So anyway, Omega Leader. For only 2 dice, he's going to make those dice count. And I think that's definitely the way to go if you're going to have only 2 dice. You really have to make sure that they both have the best chance of hitting. And auto thrusters, too. This is a good potential counter against auto thrusters. Of course, you'd only be at range 3 to make that happen. But Zeta Leader. He costs 20 points. Also one of our most expensive TIE Fighters. When attacking, if you are not stressed, you may receive a stress token to roll 1 additional attack die. really cool. This could basically be a 3331 ship. He does have the EPT, so there's definitely some options there. There's ways to set up combos on this guy. So very cool stuff. I think he's a great opportunity to combine with your other. There's a TIE fighter in the Force Awakens core set that removes stress from all nearby ships. So it would be, he works really well in a swarm like that. Any TIE fighter that can roll an extra attack die innately is great. Those are some cool combinations you can set up with this guy. A very good way to make those dice count, especially if you put an EPT that's going to increase his attack power even more. Those aren't always the best way to go, but it's a possibility. So then we also have Epsilon Ace, Omega Squadron Pilot, Zeta Squadron Pilot, and Epsilon Squadron Pilot. We've seen... Wait, no, we haven't seen Epsilon Ace yet. Well, I'm skipping right over him. I'm like, hey, that doesn't add up. It's supposed to be 3. Okay. So Epsilon Ace is a PS4. He's only 17. He doesn't have the EPT. And he says, while you do not have damage cards, treat your pilot skill as 12. Now, 12 is a significant number. Any pilot skill 9s can only get up to 11 if they put veteran instincts on there. So this will make you the highest pilot skill in the game. The only other way is if a rebel has Rourke Garnet and he can make somebody else a 12. But he doesn't really see a whole lot of playtime. So this would be a great way to make sure you're shooting first. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. There you go. As a matter of fact, he might actually combo really cool with one of the TIE Fighters youngster that's coming with the Gazanti, who other TIE Fighters can use his EPT. And if you put what is it? Swarm Tactics on that other guy, and then you use this guy to borrow his Swarm Tactics, you could have a whole TIE Fighter swarm firing at pilot skill 12. That would be really cool. All right, well, and then the rest of the ships we've already seen. So yeah, so that is the TIE FO Fighter expansion pack. We get a little more in this one than we got in the T-70. So because we have 3 new unique pilots. But still, we've got just 2 expansion cards, whereas the X-Wing had more cards. But Com Relay is really I think the biggest one that you're going to want multiples of. Maybe Juke also, but I think this is the big one. Because if you want to run a swarm of these guys, although that at cost 3, you probably wouldn't want that many. I could see maybe wanting 3 of these, but I don't think I'd ever want to equip more than that. But 1 is a good enough way to try it out, see how it works. I think it specifically is going to have some synergy, and maybe even with the T-70, because a lot of their expansions are going to be able to work back and forth with each other. So that's the TIE FO. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, and go see The Force Awakens. All right, bye.